Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be using the Pilates ball to do a full routine. We're going to start on the mat, and you can use this size ball or you can use a larger ball. Either one would work. We're going to bring the ball in between our thighs to start, and then you'll just bring the palms behind your thighs. You're going to add a little bit of pressure to the ball as you prepare to begin. Your feet are going to be pressed down into the mat. We're going to start in a spine extension. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to roll back into spine flexion. Again, inhale up into spine extension. Keep squeezing the ball, and then round back into flexion. See if we can round back a little bit further. We'll do one more here. And then we're going to come all the way down to the mat for our bridging. So for bridging, you're just going to bring the feet down onto the floor about hips distance apart with your ball in the center. We're going to start with the articulating bridge. So right now our spine is in neutral. You can see there's a small gap between my low spine and the mat. And we want to go into an imprinted spine. So for imprinted spine, you're just going to round your pelvis or rock your pelvis so that your spine goes flat into the mat, just like how mine did. So we'll do that a couple times with our arms down by our sides, just switching from that neutral spine, exhaling into your imprinted spine. Now we're going to start to go into that bridge. So we'll start with the imprinted spine. Keep a little pressure on your ball as you lift the tailbone off of the mat, and then your low back, middle back, upper back. You're going to come all the way up into a high bridge. We'll take another inhale at the top, and then we're just going to come down in reverse. Keeping the pressure on the ball. And then you go all the way back into your neutral spine, imprint the spine, and we're lifting up. On this next one, we're going to lift up into that high bridge. You're going to hold it at the top. At the top, I want you to hold a tight squeeze on your ball, keeping your hips lifted. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to come back down to the mat. Good. Let's try that again. Imprint the spine, lift up, all the way up into a high bridge. This time we're going to pulse the ball in between the thighs. Little pulses. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come back all the way down to the mat. Now you're going to take your ball and you're going to place it beneath your right foot. So you're going to find a little stability under your right foot, still keeping the hips evenly apart. The left foot's just going to be planted down into the mat. We're going to go into hinge bridge now. So we're going to come straight up into a bridge and then back down. So a little bit of a stability challenge as you lift your hips up evenly. We'll do 2 more. Last one. We'll keep the keep the ball underneath that foot. We're going to lift up into the bridge and you're going to press down into the ball like you're stomping it into your mat, but keeping your hips leveled. We're going to be here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to come back down to the mat. We're going to switch over to the other side, bringing the ball underneath your left foot now. And we're just going to go into those hinge bridges again. So we lift up into a bridge and back down. Lift and lower. Keep pressing into your ball. 2 more. And last one. And then we'll come down. Take a little pause before we go into those little pulses of the ball. Lifting up into your high bridge and then pressing down into the ball. Keeping your hips leveled. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good, we'll come all the way down to the mat. We're just going to stretch it out before we move on. We'll just reach both legs up to the ceiling. Point and flex your toes to stretch. And then we'll pull in the right leg and then the left. And then we're just going to grab our ball. Coming back down to the mat. You're going to have your feet still planted on the mat. And you're going to hold onto the ball in between your palms. So not grasping onto it, but just holding it in between your palms. And you're going to reach through fingertips straight up to the ceiling as you lift your head, neck, and chest. So we'll take an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to lift. And then we'll come back down. And you're lifting straight up to the ceiling. Now we're going to add some pulses of the ball in between your palms. So we're going to lift, pulse, 1, 2, 3, and then back down. Lift, pulse, and down. One more, lift and pulse. And down, good. Now we're going to add on a little bit by floating our legs into tabletop. We'll have the feet flexed so your toes point straight up to the ceiling, and then we're going to lift. And we'll start to add those pulses. Lift and pulse, 3, 2, 1, and down. 2 more, lift, and down. Last one, lift, and down. And we're going to pause here for a sec. Last thing we're going to do is lift up to the ceiling. We're going to hold it and pulse. Pulse. Keep pulsing. We're here for 8. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down to the mat. Now you're going to take your ball and you're going to place it right underneath your upper spine. So it's like a little pillow, a little cushion to help you rise up into that C curve of your spine. And we'll keep the feet down on the mat here for this. You're just going to interlace your fingers behind your head. And we're just going to inhale, round back. Exhale, curl up. Three more. Good. Last one. Take a little pause here. Okay, so now we're going to curl up into that C curve, but we're going to reach the arms extended in front of us. And we're going to do a little bit of marching. So you'll lift the heels off of the mat. You're going to lift your right toes and then your left. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower your heels down. Come all the way down to the mat. Next, we're going to move into our side lying series. Few options here. You can either have your arm extended out all the way and then your head down by your side. You can come up to your palm underneath your head, or you can come all the way up to side lying. You can also use your ball as a pillow to help you out while you're doing these side lying series. I'm just going to come with my hand under my head, and then we're going to start with our legs together and extended, or excuse me, knees bent. And then we're going to make sure our hips are stacked one over the other, shoulders are stacked one over the other as well. And we're going to start with this top leg. We're going to draw the knee into the chest with the foot flexed and then extend. Inhale to pull it in, exhale, extend. Last 3. 2 more. And last 1. Good. Go ahead and lower that leg down. Now we're going to make some little circles with that leg. So we'll extend it up to the ceiling with those toes pointed forward, and we're going to draw those circles forward with the heel about the size of an orange. So circles forward for 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to reverse. Draw the circles back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it in. We have one more exercise here on this side. We'll start with that leg out in extension. We're going to draw it into the chest, extend, lift, and lower. Into the chest, extend, lift, and lower. Last 3. And last 1. We're going to extend it out, and we're just going to pulse it up to the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and bring it in. Tap it out. We'll come up to seated here on this side. And we're going to come into that Z sit if that's comfortable for you, or you can sit crisscross if that's more comfortable. And this is where we'll bring our ball back. We're going to bring it right underneath our right palm. You're going to bring your left arm out to a T, and then as you roll that ball away, you're going to reach up and over with your left hand into your mermaid. Open back out to center. Exhale, roll it away, reaching up and over. Inhale, back to center. Good. On this next one, we're going to reach up and over. Rotate so both hands come onto the ball, and then we'll just push it away to lower down deeper into a little stretch of our right hip. And then we'll round back up and then open back out to the center. And now we're going to come around to the other side. Before we go into side lying, we're just going to take the ball and place it right in between your thighs. Our toes are going to be flexed down on the mat. You're going to make sure that your wrists are right underneath your shoulders and your knees are right underneath your hips, with that ball squeezing right in between. So we'll take an inhale to start here. On your exhale, you're going to lift up and hover for 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Make sure your tailbone is rounded and your back is nice and flat. Good. We'll do that again. Lift up into a hover and hold for 3, 2, 1, and lower. Good. Let's do that one more time. We lift up into that hover and hold for 3, 2, 1, and lower. Good, we'll stay here. Now we're going to add in a little bit more use of the ball. So we'll come up into that hold. We're going to pulse the ball in between our thighs for 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Let's do that again. We lift up and hold, pulse. 3, 2, 1, and down. Good, we're going to do that one more time. Lift up into that pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We have one last exercise here before we go into the other side of sideline. Last thing we're going to do here is bring the knees back a little bit further so that you're at a little bit of an angle. Your hips are slightly ahead of your knees. We're going to lift first, lower the knees, and then we're going to come down into one tricep push-up. Lift, lower, one tricep push-up. Good. Lift, lower, one tricep push-up. 2 more. Lift, lower. Last one. Good. And then here you just send your hips back for a little stretch. Perfect. And then let's come into our other side for sideline. Again, you can use your ball as a pillow, or you can place it down to the side. Make sure our hips are stacked one over the other. Shoulders are stacked too. And then we just have a little space in between our ribs and the mat. We'll start with that extension. So we'll draw the knee in with the foot flexed and extend. We've got 4 more. Last 2. Good. Go ahead and draw it in. Take a little pause here before we go into those circles. For those circles, we'll extend the top leg. We'll draw those circles with our heel forward. 4, 3, 2, reverse. Good, bring it in. We got one last exercise here. For our last exercise, we'll start with the extension. Bring the knee in, extend, lift, and lower. In, extend, lift, and lower. Last 4. And 3. 2 more. Last 1. Little pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and rub it out on this side. And then let's come up for that mermaid on this side. So now we've got that Z-sit facing the opposite direction. We'll take the ball underneath the left hand this time, reach and extend the right out to that T, and then we'll roll away. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, roll away. Inhale, back to the center. On this next one, we're going to roll away, rotate the chest, and then roll the ball away for a long stretch of that left hip. And then we'll just round back up through the center. Open back up. Good. And then just place your ball to the side for a moment so that we can come all the way down to the mat. And we'll bring our chest all the way down with your arms extended and your legs extended behind. And we're going to reach the toes so that our legs are active. Your thighs are slightly lifted off of the mat, and then lower your head down. We'll take an inhale to start. Exhale, you're going to lift and hold. We're going to reach the left arm up slightly higher and the right leg, and then switch. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come down. Now we'll add on, make it just a little bit faster. So we'll reach and we're going to swim quick. Quick, quick, quick for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and relax. And then we're going to bring our palms about shoulder width distance apart. Still pressing your pelvis and thighs down into the mat. We'll take an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to push up into a spine extension. You can stop here, or you can come all the way up into a full extension. Make sure your shoulders aren't pulled up to your ears, that they're down and back. Your head is lifted. We'll take an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to roll the head down and around to the right, and then back to the center, down and around to the left, and then back to the center. We'll inhale, come back down to the mat. Let's do that one more time. Take an inhale. Exhale, press up into your extension. You can pause here, or you can come all the way up, hold, down and around to the right, down and up, down and around to the left, down and around and up. Good. Come all the way down to the mat. Let's lift up here all the way. We're going to come up to seated. You can be in a crisscross position. And we'll need our ball back for this one. So we'll grab the ball and we're going to put it back in between the palms again, not gripping onto it tight. We're just going to reach up overhead, let our shoulders relax down from our ears, and we're going to keep both hips down on the mat as we take an inhale. Exhale, we're going to lateral bend to the right. Inhale back to the center. So think about lifting and extending up, long spine, and then lateral bend. One more on each side. Good. And then we'll come down or bring the ball down. Take a little pause here. Last thing we're going to do is extend the ball in front of us. Same thing, not gripping onto it, but just pressing into it. We're going to take an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to twist to the left, and your head is going to follow. And it's a full twist of the obliques, not just turning the head. Inhale, we'll come back to the center. Exhale, we're going to rotate to the right. Shoulders are down. Inhale, back to the center. Again, to the left. Center. To the right. We'll do one more in each direction here. Shoulders are relaxed. Last one to the left. Good. And then we'll just come to facing with your legs long in front of you. We'll bring the legs together and we're just going to have the ball resting in our lap. And we're just going to roll it down to our toes. And then we're going to roll it up into our spine extension. Exhale, roll it down to your toes. Inhale, come back up. 2 more. This will be our last one here. And then we are all done. Thanks so much for watching this class. Make sure that you tag me on social media at Danita M. Brown. Let me know how you enjoyed this class and what you want to see in the future. And thanks for watching my channel again. I'll see you next time.